could and is happening.
I like the idea that we will do a movie with a lot of contrast and this idea of going in the total opposite direction and that the night will be deep dark. Like you'll need almost a knife to see in the night. We embrace that contrast.
The tunnel sequence had a distinct set of challenges to it because it was from dusk to night. As you got into the tunnel more deeply, I think it really became a transition of just light to dark.
It was pitch black. Even when we was at the Arroyo, it was in the outside of the tunnels, we were shooting in darkness. And there was one little bit of light just to kind of see stuff. All the cars weren't allowed to have headlights on. Darkness.
All this is taking place at night, and all the characters have to wear these image enhancers of one shape or another so they can see. So you can't really shoot it in an objective way with a kind of Hollywood moonlight effect, because that doesn't make any sense at all, because if you, the audience, can see it, then the characters can see it, so why are they wearing all these silly things?
There's a whole sequence that is shot in total darkness. But when I say in total darkness, I mean we were shooting in deep dark because we were using a thermal camera and an infrared camera. And those cameras were obviously able to see in deep night.
We couldn't just do it with standard night vision. That would all look too samey. So then we started experimenting with infrared and found this company, FLIR, who had this really fantastic infrared camera that we could actually follow the footprints down the stairs and stuff, which was great. The prop man actually heated up his boots and walked down in front of us as we did that shot.
The night vision did represent different characters, where Kate would look at Reggie in her green night vision, and Alejandro had the dark infrared vision.
Basically, it's like going scuba diving in the desert, you know, and in the total darkness. And that brought a tension that I was looking for in this specific sequence. There's this idea of my main character going into Mexico and having a first glimpse at the Juarez, the chaos of Juarez. And that I felt had a strong cinematic potential.
We visited Juarez, which is a very scary place right now. You could tell that it was a city that had suffered an enormous amount of damage due to the cartels. I remember asking the Federales when we went down there, what's the good part of town and what's the bad part of town? They said, the good part of town is where they're not killing anyone.
It's not possible to shoot in Juarez because it was too much violence. But it was very, very, very important for Patrice, Roger, and I to shoot in Mexico, because I wanted to embrace that culture. I wanted to be close to feel the reality of this culture.
Mexico City is such a huge city that on its outskirts, it's very similar to what we can find in Juarez.
There's a fair amount of use of different kind of colors in the film that were inspired by what we can see when we arrive in Mexico. The use of those bright colors and this contrast of this joy coming from the color and the violence in the country was so striking.
The U.S.